Moving to and living in Wichita, Kansas is what we're going to be going over today. But before we get into all that, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all those fun things to help grow the channel, get you to know Wichita, real estate, and help support small business, both myself and all these others that I'm connected with. But the topic for today, like I said, is moving to and living in Wichita, Kansas. And what I'm going to be going over is the ultimate guide that I built for you and has a bunch of resources, links, all those different things. If you follow the link below, you can see where you can download it and have that. It also takes you to a lot of other resources to get to know Wichita. But let me go ahead and just start sharing the screen and we'll just get right into that. So this is the guide that I built for you to look at moving to and living in Wichita, Kansas. So I'm a local, born and raised here, lived here 36 years of my life. And from the west side originally, live east now, live downtown, and get all over the place with selling houses and working with people. Been in construction for 12 years, flipping houses for 10, and a real estate agent for 8. So combining the best of the new stuff and keeping the old school stuff as far as treat people right and all those things go with human behavior and those kind of things. So once you download this, you'll cycle through it. Here's some of our testimonials. That's my partner Rico, to give you an idea of everything. But once you download it, this is what it looks like. You can have access to it right away. It'll be emailed to you. But really, there's two key questions that we want to answer for you. Why consider moving here to Wichita? And what should you anticipate in your new hometown? So there's some things that I will help you consider from like an overview general standpoint to take into account, but then also some of the unique, specific local things that I know that not necessarily everyone else knows around this topic that you can't just find on the internet anywhere. It's from me living here, knowing it, and loving my city with everything. So as you walk through this guide, you'll come to start to read through like why consider moving here and what you should anticipate. There's 5 different things we're going to go through. By no means is this all inclusive. This is just what I'm using to give you the ultimate guide of considering moving here and what you should anticipate. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing is cost of living. Moving to Wichita is often appealing due to its affordable cost of living. Housing is significantly less expensive compared to other major cities, allowing many people to find suitable homes without stretching their budgets. Everyday expenses such as groceries, transportation, and healthcare are also more manageable, making it easier to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. Utility costs are generally lower than the average national average. No state taxes on Social Security benefits, and affordable child care options, just to name a few. To give you an idea of like our average price point 4 years ago used to be 160,000 for a house. Now it's 260,000, and even though it's appreciated well and risen, it's still very affordable compared to a lot of the other major metros, major markets, and that kind of thing. The other thing to take into account for cost of living is time, and that's not necessarily price, but the time of living and the cost of time for what you're living. We don't have long commute times in Wichita. It's like 15, 20 minutes to get anywhere in this town. And I kind of like to call it Wichita is a little big town, meaning we got a small town feel, and we still come from a lot of smaller communities that come to the big city of Wichita. But it is a big city, metro population size wise. It's 600,000 metro population. So by no means by numbers are we a small city, but we still kind of have a small town culture that goes with it, because we are probably one of the few cities and places in the world, maybe, yeah, that comes with this where we drive the speed limit or under, and we're very safe, very careful drivers, in some ways annoyingly so, because it's like get out of my way, get going, like we're trying to get places. It can almost sometimes be a hazard and a wreck, because if you going down Kellogg, which is our main highway here, US 54 going east and west, there's probably people slowing down, and there's probably not a wreck. It's just people slowing down to slow down because they're feeling unsafe. So there's something to be said about that when it comes to the cost of living, slow paced lifestyle. But you can't get anywhere for like, you can get anywhere for with like 15 to 20 minutes of the drive. So cost of living is not just the cost of money, but also the cost of time that goes with this. And there's one thing about Wichita is you're going to have a lot more time than you maybe previously used to. And so you can go out a lot, you can go eat a lot, you can do a lot of the different things that you maybe didn't necessarily have time for to address. So kind of slowing down, pausing, taking a break on what's going on is what comes with this cost of living piece that I think to me is one of the most appetizing things about it. If you want to look at the cost of living study, here's the article link you can look at here. Also, this channel that I created, Living in Wichita, Kansas, we do a lot of home tour walkthroughs, different local highlights, interviews with people, information about real estate, a lot of cool things that go on there around Wichita. It just depends on how much you want to really dive into it all. The second one I'd say is employment opportunities. Wichita boasts a strong job market, particularly in sectors like aviation, skilled manufacturing, and healthcare. Major companies such as Spirit Aerosystems, about to be Boeing, Textron Aviation, and Ascension via Christie provide numerous employment opportunities. I'd probably also throw Cargill in there, which is a large meat producer and agricultural based company. Also, I'd throw Koch Industries in there that creates a lot of different industrial needs like Georgia Pacific for lumber and paper products, as an example. The city is also home to a growing number of tech startups, small businesses diversifying its economic base. Pizza Hut started here. Freddy's started here. A lot of restaurant chains, fast food restaurants started here. A lot of different cool, innovative, entrepreneurial things started here from a need-based situation, not necessarily, like the Elon Musk or the Steve Jobs of the world, but some of the more need-based type of industries that you wouldn't commonly think of start out of Wichita with everything. So whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, Wichita can offer a range of career paths. The city supports professional growth with networking events, industry conferences, and jobs fairs that connect job seekers to potential employers. There's a high local demand for skilled trades, especially manufacturing, and it's not all aviation, which we do a lot of aviation with Spirit, Boeing, Textron, all those other industries, but we're starting to get more into just skilled manufacturing, healthcare services, tech, like WSU Tech's kind of a big thing, which I'll get into here a little bit later, but it's definitely a growing, emerging city that's kind of a hidden gem, as long as you can find the job here, that comes with, especially with more remote, growing remote work opportunities and availability of apprenticeships and vocational training, like if you want to get into the skilled trades around here. We definitely like our trades. So here's a few resources for you for different opportunities for the workforce here, and then also just the study of the Bureau of Labor Statistics to give you an idea for employment opportunities. Number 3 is the education system. Wichita's educational system is robust, catering to students from kindergarten through higher education. Wichita Public Schools offer a variety of programs to meet diverse student needs, including magnet schools and advanced placement courses. Additionally, there are numerous private and charter school options for families seeking alternative education, with a large concentration of Catholics in the community of Wichita. WichitaMom.com around Wichita preschool schools. Wichita is a really good resource. Also, the Catholic Diocese of Wichita.org/schools is a really good resource. Because this is something that is kind of known, but not entirely known around Wichita, is there's a ton of Catholics here, and we're one of the few dioceses, if not the only, that will have your private schooling be included in your tithing. There isn't tuition here like a lot of other people are used to. So it's definitely something to look into if you are Catholic, and that is a big thing for you. But then there's also all the public schools, the private schools, alternative learning schools. There's a ton of emphasis on education around here and the opportunities that go with all that. There's also access to excellent library systems and resources, strong parent-teacher associations, specialized programs for gifted and talented students. Higher education, Wichita is equally impressive, with institutions like Wichita State University, Friends University, and Newman University, providing a range of undergraduate and graduate programs. These institutions are known for their research facilities and strong community ties, supporting both academic and personal growth. So wichita.edu is the website for WSU. So they're built an innovation campus that's pretty impressive in their STEM sector. So science, technology, and engineering and manufacturing. So some of the cool new innovative things that they're putting together there is way beyond just what you think of your typical college student. It's really people that are coming back to college for these advanced learning things, and just a place for people to gather and congregate into advanced technology around all these different things that we're innovating on consistently in our modern day and world. And they're building a whole campus around this that's not just a college, it's more of an innovation place for entrepreneurs, thought leaders, smart people to really come through and figure the new smart thing out of where we can advance as really a human race. So that's pretty cool to see everything they're doing there. Friends University and Newman University are kind of some smaller universities here, but they do offer quality educations and different career paths. You go check them out. Here's their links for their websites. Newman is another Catholic based university, if that's something really important to you. So as you can see, there's kind of a theme here with Wichita as far as having a really strong Catholic basic community with both grade school, high school, and then even college with everything. One that's not mentioned on here that is pretty significant, I didn't want to go outside the job scope or the scope of work here, is Butler Community College. That's a big one too, depending on what trade you're getting into or vocation, or if you're going there to play football and some of those things. That was the other thing to mention about WSU is they have a lot of athletics that go with this. We're very well known for the Shockers and their basketball team and how well they made it into the tournament runs and that kind of thing. Have a good track and field program. Baseball program's really good. A lot of different sports and athletics that can go on at WSU for people who are looking to move to Wichita, live in Wichita, whether you buy a house or not. Knowing about WSU is kind of a important thing because we don't have any major sports teams with like the NFL, or NBA or any other major sports league through here. So that's kind of the biggest thing we have as far as sports. Like we got K-State and KU, but that's up in Lawrence and Manhattan. And then again, it's not Wichita. So WSU is probably our closest thing that we have to a major local sports team around here. So next one, cultural and recreational activities. Wichita is rich in cultural and recreational activities, making it an exciting place to live. The city hosts various festivals throughout the year, such as the Wichita River Fest and the Tallgrass Film Festival. Museums, theaters, and art galleries like the Wichita Art Museum and the Orpheum Theater offer regular events and exhibitions. Outdoor enthusiasts will enjoy Wichita's numerous parks, biking trails, and the Arkansas River, or Arkansas, however you decide to say it. There's definitely a Wichita debate on how you pronounce that thing, which provide ample opportunities for recreation. Families can take advantage of attractions such as the Sedgwick County Zoo and Botanica, the Wichita Gardens, ensuring there's always something to do. Wichita is interesting how much it is an event city and a house party city is what I'd say. So growing up here, I would kind of always make this complaint, like a lot of people would, that Wichita sucks. There's nothing to do here. And the truth is, it doesn't suck anymore. And I would kind of agree. It did kind of used to not be that entertaining because we didn't really have that much of an entertainment district. We had Old Town, we had some things, but people just didn't regularly go out like they did bigger cities. And so if you're a younger individual looking for those type of things, you'll find it was a little bit lacking. It's not now. But then when Wichita partied, we had events, like we came out, we partied, like Riverfest was a big one. Jubilee's another big one. The 17th hole at Wichita Country Club during the Corn Ferry Tour, St. Patrick's Day Parade, Elsewhere Fest that just went on, Wagon Masters, Chili Cook-Off. There's all kinds of different events like food and music festivals, as you're seeing. Same thing with vibrant brewery and winery scene. We're seeing a lot of craft breweries pop up, like Central Standard Brewing, Hopping Gnome Brewing Company. I'm sure there's some other ones that I'm missing on there, but there's a lot of just cool craft artisan like type of places. And what I'd really describe Wichita's cultural and recreational activities as is like vintage and unique and kind of like, how do you want to put it? Like authentic, genuine, like I don't want to say antique because that makes it old, but it's kind of like repurposed is what it is. If you're into that kind of thing where things are vintage and worn and that's why it's cool, like that's Wichita for you. There's also a wide availability of community sports leagues. So if you like to play sports, you like to be active, Wichita's really good for that, especially pickleball. We have a huge pickleball community here, a ton of courts. Some of the best pickleball players in the world live and play here. And it's a really good social scene and competitive scene for all sports leagues, but pickleball especially. And we're getting more and more courts. And we're very fortunate to have a lot of those things going on around here and the community around it. But Visit Wichita is another good resource. SCZ.org is the Sedgwick County Zoo. Botanica is another good one. That's a really cool garden that we have that's cool by itself. But then there's also illuminations that goes on during Christmas. So there's plenty of stuff to do in Wichita. It's just more of an event city is what I'd say. And it's a house party city. If you know the right people, they go to the right houses and have the right things going on, it's definitely a social oriented social group type of city where if you know the right people, it can be really awesome. If you don't, you might feel a little bit left out. But what you'll find is how welcoming and nice and inviting a lot of these people are as you get to know them. And as you start to make friends with them, you'll see Wichita's a pretty tight knit community and has a lot going on here, more than maybe most people realize on everything. So that's the cultural and recreational activities, and then community and lifestyles kind of just get getting into that. I have to take a drink because I'm talking a lot. And that's just sparkling water, so don't worry. Community and lifestyle. Wichita is known for its strong sense of community and welcoming atmosphere. The city's neighborhoods are friendly and diverse, with many community centers and local organizations offering various activities and support services. It's a place where people look out for one another and newcomers are made to feel at home. The lifestyle in Wichita balances work and leisure with plenty of local shops, restaurants, and cafes to explore. Whether you're enjoying a day at the local farmers market or attending a neighborhood block party, there's always a sense of connection and belonging. And I'd say this is definitely true for a decent amount of walkability in like the College Hill area, downtown Douglas area, Delano area, Bradley Fair area, New Market Square. We do drive a good amount of ways, but really only things 15 to 20 minutes. But I would say this is accurate for how much we do look out for each other and are aware of each other, considerate of each other, talk to each other. We're friendly, we're inviting, and there's numerous volunteer opportunities and civic engagement, active neighborhood associations and block clubs. And like I live in an HOA right now, and it's not like the wars or the fighting and the drama like you see. We look out for each other. We make sure no crazy stuff goes on. But then we have like dumpster day. We have Easter egg hunts in the park. We have a block party coming up here at the end of August, or the middle of August, and just different regular events to kind of promote that sense of community and pride and togetherness with everything. So regular community workshops and classes. If you're looking for belonging community, with an affordable lifestyle, like Wichita is the place for you. And I think that's why a good amount of people are starting to move here, and it's starting to get known and figured out, is they're getting away from the bigger cities and the bigger price and the hustle and bustle. And a lot of what I've seen also is, like, I'm born and raised here, but I've seen a lot of my friends move away, go get married, find their wife or husband, have kids. And then when they start to realize how expensive life gets, they're like, man, let's come back to Wichita, where one, the price is good. I know the community, I know the lifestyle, my family's here, my friends are here, so why don't I go ahead and just move back to Wichita? It's a boomerang city, is a lot of what happens. That, and then we're also seeing grandparents move back because their kids are still here and having kids. They want to be closer back to their kids. So that's a lot of what we're seeing as far as the community makeup, what it looks like, how it goes on there. We have a ton of cultural diversity here. If you look at the food, and actually let me scroll down, and all the different things that we have going on here. Wichita Food and Brews is a Facebook group that I run. There's like 155,000 people in there. And it just highlights all the cool, different local mom and pop restaurants that maybe aren't as well known, but has a lot of cultural diversity that we agree on a lot of things over food, over drink, and checking all those things out. Also, a couple food blogger friends of mine, Landon with WichitaLifeICT.com, and then Eddie with Wichita by AB. Those are also terrific resources to know what Wichita's like, what's going on with them. And then WichitaMom.com is another one that's more female oriented, mom oriented, family oriented. A lot of good resources there too to get to know Wichita on everything. But hopefully that helps you get to know more about Wichita. If you want this guide, go ahead and download it at the link below. Also, if you want a complimentary strategy session to discuss your unique situation, there's a free Zoom link you can put down here. Check my schedule, or there's my number. You can get a hold of me. 20-minute relocation game plan Zoom. Not signing anything, no pressure, just kind of a planning session to help you figure out, do you want to move here? Do you not? Here's all my contact info. But download this guide down below. Check out my resources I built for you. Appreciate you watching as always. And if you want to see any other videos, all those other things, you know where to go. Click around. You're smart. And we'll just go from there. But I look forward to talking with you one day. See ya.